Okay, welcome to our classนะครับ and Happy New Year to you all. So during this couple of weeks นะครับ we have to be in the online mode first นะครับ if we are lucky นะครับ we should be able to go back to the campus and continue our class in the computer lab นะครับ but otherwise นะครับ we have to use our computer in order to um, um, just like practice and study for this subject นะครับ so okay firstly นะครับ there are a couple of ways that that I'll use in order to get together with you นะครับ the first one นะครับ for the main channel that we use to communicate to each other is by using Zoom นะครับ that everyone see in the sky already that we have to use like this room นะครับ for studying นะครับ apart from that one, when I would like to send you the file, when I have to send you the file, for example, today, when I send you the course syllabus, I will send you through the channel, and I mean through the chat in Zoom, so you may be able to download that file, The third one is that we will use the e-learning นะครับ the MUIC e-learning นะครับ in order to communicate to each other and for the last channel นะครับ I will open up the line group so that you can communicate with me and I can just like broadcast some message to you over the line group นะครับ so these are like the major channels that we use to communicate to each other so same as our assignment, our submission of the presentation, including the examination นะครับ if it is in the online mode นะครับ you have to submit all the works in e-learning นะครับ in e-learning the link for the e-learning I posted on Sky already นะครับ you may be able to access that link นะครับ but if we just like go back to the if we go back to the campus, that means the examination will be offline. That means you have to take the exam and then you just have to submit it by like other channels instead นะครับ so it depends on the situation that it is flexible enough นะครับ okay so first of all นะครับ I just like would like to introduce you for the course syllabus first นะครับ so okay I'll send you the file in the chat box นะครับ in Zoom นะครับ just won't be long okay 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 the file is sent over the chat box already นะครับ please have a look นะครับ so this one is a course syllabus that means today I'll introduce you for the course syllabus first and then I'll introduce you for some software that we have to use in this subject นะครับ okay so this subject ICMB207 นะครับ Management of Business Information or Computer Software Usage Skills นะครับ the old name this subject has is a 4 credit hours course นะครับ that means in each week we have to meet each other for 4 hours in the lecture นะครับ no lab นะครับ and outside the lecture you need to have the self study by yourself as well นะครับ 8 hours per week นะครับ so this is for business subjects นะครับ for undergrad level นะครับ the course lecture in this one we are in section 4 so my name is Paramin นะครับ this is my contact นะครับ okay so the office hours นะครับ you may be able to talk to me I mean over the line chat or over Zoom นะครับ if you would like to ask me for some questions and you want to show me for some work for example For some functions or some tasks that I just like teach in the class or assign you as the assignment, and you just like you're not sure whether it's correct or not, you may just like discuss with me over the private Zoom room. I can just like after we arrange the meeting time already, we can just like talk over the Zoom, and then you can just like put up your screen to show me what you would like to ask. Okay. So this one, we offer this subject for every trimester, and we allow up to 40 students per section. The reason is because in this one we have, because firstly we thought that we would start the class in the campus. The computer lab is used to designate the size of the section, because some of the students may ask for like adding or having some more seats. It might not be possible because actually in the computer lab we have 40 plus or minus computers in there, and sometimes when the computer is broken, you have to use a spare one. So that's why we have to set up the size of one section to be like 40 people. Okay, this subject requires no prerequisite. For the goals and objective, let's see the goal and objective of this subject. Currently, when we have been working, or when we just like set up, or when we are in the business environment, many of the organizations, or actually all of the business, they have been increasingly relying on availability of data to make better decision. What does it mean? It means that currently, every day, the business has like lots of data. We have lots of data in the business itself. In the past, when we store the data in the booklet, we wrote, for example, in terms of accounting, we wrote all the debits and credits transactions in the book. One problem we found was that when the data was more and more, it was very difficult to just like search and manage those data properly. So currently, data is one of the weapons of each business to make better decisions. Because whenever you would like to do something, for example, if we are talking about like the account journals, and we would like to make something like if you would like to do the balance sheet or doing some statements of the company, without having the computer to help, it was very difficult in order to just like manage those data for making the decision. So much so now that data is regarded as the new oil. Overall goal of this course is to gear you to understand the importance of data. When we have the data in your hand, how do you gonna manipulate those kind of data? So you will learn how to use computerized tools to build data models, as well as analyze and visualize data in order to make informed decisions. You can see that in the past when we had like calculator, it helped calculating the things. But in terms of data visualization, using calculator didn't work. Because the reason was that, okay, at most, we could just like write those figures, write those numbers in the book, or we can plot the graph by using a piece of paper or the graph paper, and then you just plot it. But it was difficult. But currently, you can see that when we would like to see the data effectively, I think that you may see those kind of like good example of data visualization in TV programs or in social media right now. For example, if we are talking about COVID-19 situation, and they have reports to show us for the numbers of the infected people every day นะครับ you can see that we have a tool that we call it as infographics. Those infographics นะครับ it is a kind of what we call data visualization tools. Data visualization tools means that we visualize or we make the data to be seen นะครับ as a picture นะครับ because I mean like when you use a picture it is difficult to read and understand by our human brains นะครับ especially when you are the management and you are in the meeting room all days. If you have to read the data in the table, compare with you just like see the data in the chart นะครับ or in the infographics. Infographics make you see and understand the data faster and easier. So that's why this course aims you to will gear you to just like have the data visualizations so that you can make decisions on the things that you would like to have นะครับ so for the course objective นะครับ in this course we would like you to understand the importance of data analysis data visualization นะครับ okay in order to just like make decisions and in order to build the data models because there will be like many subjects after this course that will have to use the tools that we study from this course to build up the model. For example, when you have to study the subjects related to management science or when you have to study the subjects like finance, you can just like use the functions นะครับ and programs that we use in this subject นะครับ as the tools in order to help calculating those things as well นะครับ okay as you can see that in this syllabus นะครับ we also separate the learning outcome นะครับ into the course level we call it as CLO นะครับ so by the end of this course นะครับ we will be able to complete นะครับ or accomplish these 5 CLO together. One is to demonstrate understanding of data analysis in business practices and in organizations. 2, to interpret result of business data and their implications on business operation. 3, use software package to develop appropriate models for business analysis and problem solving. นะครับ so in this subject นะครับ in this course we have to use 2 different kind of software นะครับ one software will be used like for 1/2 of the course that means from today นะครับ until midterm we will use the software that is called as Microsoft Excel นะครับ after midterm นะครับ we until the end of the subject นะครับ until the end of the term we will use the software that is called Power BI นะครับ Power BI that is the data visualization tools and the data modeling tools นะครับ for just like analyzing the data นะครับ so in learning outcome number 4 นะครับ to analyze result of business models that produce business intelligence in a variety of settings นะครับ we learn by using those kind of software as I told you earlier. And the last one นะครับ to generate business insight นะครับ through visualization reports and dashboards based on features of the business data because I mean like if you have a look the data through the data in terms of the table only นะครับ in terms of comparison you might not see the comparison result easily you may have to just like read and think and it takes a lot of time. But if you can use data visualization by having like 2 different charts นะครับ for example if you say that you would like to say if you would like to see the what to say the sales year on year data from last year in first quarter compared to this year in the first quarter as well. By having the data visualization tools like infographics, it's very easy to compare. Okay, so that's why you can see the business insights. So in this subject นะครับ for the course description นะครับ we will learn the data fundamentals นะครับ such as connecting to data นะครับ how do we gonna shape the data combine and characterizing data then we'll learn the building of the data models by using financial models scenario manager goal seek data tables นะครับ and DAX is the Power BI นะครับ the data analysis tools นะครับ and then we will just like analyze the data by using pivot tables นะครับ calculated columns and also calculated measures and then we will use the visualization tools such as spark lines slicers reports visualizers and dashboards นะครับ that will help you to control all of those visualization tools and we will meet each other for 48 hours นะครับ in this subject นะครับ in the lecture นะครับ 4 hours for 12 weeks and then you need to have like 8 hours per week นะครับ for self studies for the 12 week as well นะครับ so for number of hours that I provide for you for counseling and guidance, I prepare 4 hours per week for you. As I told you earlier, it's 4 to 6 p.m. every Monday and Wednesday that you can just like book the time ahead to meet to me, right? Okay. So, but I mean, if necessary, นะครับ during office hours, you may be able to just like talk to me, นะครับ but I mean like if it is outside my office hours, I might answer your question like not as a real time because I may have to just like do to have some meetings or have some other lectures นะครับ okay so these are CLO นะครับ okay you may read these kind of like development of student learning outcome by yourself นะครับ in the course syllabus นะครับ and you can see that one thing that you may see on the right hand side of the teaching methods and the evaluation methods that we have is that we have examinations and group project so that means at the end of the term นะครับ normally it's the last week of the trimester we are going to have the group presentation นะครับ or the group project in here that will integrate the knowledge that you have got นะครับ from the whole class นะครับ to make the project for presentation that I'll talk about it later on so for the teaching and the evaluation plans in section number 5 นะครับ for the first week นะครับ we are going to study for data analysis and data visualization concepts after that in week 2 we will learn for logical นะครับ and logical functions week 3 we will build the financial models and understanding sensitivity analysis week 4 นะครับ we will learn the scenario manager นะครับ create the scenarios and do the scenario analysis and then we learn for summary นะครับ scenario summary to forecast the data week 5 we will add the interactivity to business models using forms so that users can interact with the worksheet easily after that in week number 6 we will do the data analysis by using advanced filter tools we will learn for some other functions like sum if, sum if s, and sum products. Week 7, we will learn pivot table for doing the data analysis. นะครับ and also we will start using the tools in number 8.นะครับ in week number 8, we will use the DAX tool or desktop data analysis tools by using Power BI in week 8. After that, we will learn in week 9 for data bars, icon set, slicers, and pivot charts นะครับ and then we will create the report นะครับ by using visualizers in week 10. Week 11 นะครับ we will also do the data visualization as well by this one นะครับ we use visualizers to create dashboards and on the last week 12 we will do the group research presentation นะครับ okay so this one totally we have 48 hours นะครับ after that for the assessing and course learning outcome นะครับ we talk about the evaluating of the learning achievement นะครับ for the formative assessment we have the non-graded assignment นะครับ and feedback this will be the practice problems นะครับ and also we will have the extra point assignment as well that is non-graded assignments and after that นะครับ we have midterm exam and final examination นะครับ okay and for the summative assessment นะครับ you can see that we have classified these assessment methods นะครับ for each learning outcome for these assessment ratio นะครับ you may have a look by yourself นะครับ for this course learning outcome we just like evaluated by having like 3 different assessment methods group project midterm exam and final exam นะครับ in different ratio so that means นะครับ if I just like twist this table a bit you can see that for evaluation methods นะครับ in midterm exam we have 40% นะครับ final exam 40% นะครับ group project นะครับ group project that is the presentation it is 20% นะครับ totally 100% and I can have like some of the extra point assignment for you that is outside this 100% นะครับ you can get the extra point to help boosting up your grade as well นะครับ and then for the grading systems we use MUIC standards นะครับ to obtain an A you need to have from 90 and above นะครับ B plus is 85 to 89 B is 80 to 84 C plus 75 to 79 C is 70 to 74 D plus is 65 to 69 D is from 60 to 64 and F is less than 60 นะครับ so this subject นะครับ or this course when I grade you นะครับ the grade will be depend on this standard นะครับ I don't use the curving นะครับ I use the standard นะครับ in order to grade you for this one นะครับ no re-examination for this course นะครับ so student appeals นะครับ students can seek for academic advices and contents and evaluation clarification from the instructors and program directors during office hours or by appointments. In addition, MUIC provides students the opportunity to formally appeal on academic related matters through an appellant letter submitted to the college นะครับ for the teaching materials and resources นะครับ these are the texts that we have นะครับ you may just like see that actually it is in the library but right now it is quite difficult for you to access to the campus because you are not allowed to just like go to the campus นะครับ I just like talked to the secretary this morning นะครับ before I just like start the Zoom session and I asked them whether they just like have the shift to go to the campus or not นะครับ because I mean like on the last time for the lockdown period the staff นะครับ had to go to the campus นะครับ maybe like 2 days a week or 3 days a week depends on their position but this morning when I asked the secretary they said that okay everyone works from home except อาจารย์นะครับ they said that if อาจารย์ would like to have the Zoom or live session in the campus I am okay to go there but I have to be in our classroom or our computer lab to broadcast a live session but because this morning I have to start the class at 8 o'clock and there is no one in the campus so that's why I decided to just like live the Zoom from home instead นะครับ okay right okay so for section number 7นะครับ evaluation and improvement of cost management นะครับ we have strategies for evaluating course effectiveness by the learners or students นะครับ mid trimester feedback that are anonymous from students formal student evaluation at the end of the trimester นะครับ and for strategies for evaluating teaching methods we have peer evaluation based on class visits we have formal student evaluation at the end of trimesters on teaching methods นะครับ for improvement of teaching methods นะครับ we just like we have the attendance of teaching and learning training or seminars and improvement through closing the loop activity using feedbacks from students and result of evaluation of course learning objective and then we also have dialogue with peers and for verification process นะครับ for evaluating student standard achievement outcome in the course we have comment from student on learning outcome and evaluation criteria we have formative feedbacks to students project and papers are communicated to students and evaluation of course learning objective by faculty members through several evaluation methods recorded in assurance of learning reports and lastly for review the plan and plan for improving the effectiveness of the course we have continuous improvement through closing the loop activities using feedback from you and result of the evaluation of course learning outcome and also we have formal dialogue among program directors AOL and curriculum development subcommittee and responsible faculty members นะครับ the rest of them are like the appendix that you may read by yourself นะครับ okay this is the course syllabus of this subject นะครับ okay so นะครับ before I move on to the next stuff okay do you have any questions to ask me so if you don't have any questions นะครับ I'll begin with the basic ideas for the software that we have to use first นะครับ firstly นะครับ at the beginning of the term นะครับ until midterm exam we will use a software that is Microsoft Excel นะครับ Microsoft Excel so what Microsoft Excel that you may be able to use นะครับ I can tell you that the software that we have to use นะครับ is Microsoft Excel from 2010 version and above นะครับ 2010 version and above the reason is because some of the features and functions in Excel นะครับ if you use the Excel that is older version than that นะครับ that is possible some of the people might not upgrade the computer so you may have like very old version of the Excel the older Excel than 2010 นะครับ lower than or before 2010 you can't use it นะครับ because some functions or features does not exist and then for the functions that I teach you they might not work ครับ next some of you say that what about some of you ask me that do I have to buy program ครับอาจารย์ normally นะครับ if you don't have excuse me if you have Excel นะครับ in your computer already just use your ones but if you don't have it นะครับ there are a couple of choices okay buy a program might be one way นะครับ or you may just like go to use Microsoft Office 365 นะครับ that is the cloud-based software all of MUIC students are able to use that software นะครับ what are we going to use what are we going to do นะครับ I just like suggest you to go to MUIC web portal นะครับ okay let me just like go to there first let me just check for you just won't be long okay so this one นะครับ let me just like show you first how do you get there นะครับ hang on let's have a look okay so for anyone who don't have Microsoft Excel นะครับ in your computer if you have it already use your one นะครับ but if you don't have it you may just like use this one นะครับ you just go to my.muic.io นะครับ this is the web portal of MUIC นะครับ once you go there นะครับ you see this screen นะครับ just log in นะครับ normally I think you just like log in by using the same internet account that you have นะครับ MUIC internet account that you have นะครับ and then you log in once you log in already นะครับ you can see that Microsoft Office 365 is here นะครับ just click there this is Excel นะครับ you just click on Excel you may be able to use this one นะครับ for Microsoft Excel okay right but for anyone who have it already I recommend you to use Excel in your local computer นะครับ what about like the one who have Mac version for Microsoft Excel on Mac it works ครับ you can use it most of the function I mean 99% of the functions are the same as Excel for Windows นะครับ but the menu might be a bit different นะครับ menu might be a bit different you have to just like find that menu by yourself นะครับ because I mean in this lecture นะครับ in the lectures I will use Excel on Windows นะครับ and because when we switch back นะครับ to have the class in the campus all the computers that we use will be the Windows based นะครับ so that's why I have to teach you in that one นะครับ but when you save the file everything is the same ครับ okay that is the first part second part นะครับ second part you have to know that for the software that we call it as Microsoft Power BI that software is for free นะครับ that software is for free but one thing that you have to know is that Microsoft Power BI นะครับ is only available on Windows computer นะครับ on Windows computer only so we hope that after midterm we should be able to switch back to have class on campus so that everyone can use like those Power BI นะครับ on the computer lab but if you have Mac นะครับ if you have Mac what should we do we have couple of ways first one นะครับ you have to install Windows on your Mac first in order to install Power BI otherwise you can't use it นะครับ other ways that you may be able to do is that you may have to borrow some other people's laptop นะครับ or desktop computer to use because I mean like on last term นะครับ some students who couldn't find the Windows who couldn't install the Microsoft Windows on their Mac they just like borrow laptop from other people นะครับ because otherwise I can't help นะครับ it is really cannot run on Mac directly you need to have Windows on your Mac first นะครับ we will talk about that one next on นะครับ okay so now I'm going to talk about Microsoft Excel first that we have to use in this first half of the term นะครับ and as I told you earlier I'll use my Microsoft Excel on my computer นะครับ not on Microsoft Office 365 นะครับ but if you don't have it you may just like use Microsoft Office 365 นะครับ it's up to you but I mean like I can tell you that if you use Microsoft Excel on your computer it's faster นะครับ it's faster okay then let me just like start with the components นะครับ and basic ideas basic understanding of Microsoft Excel first นะครับ okay let me just like show you my screen นะครับ okay so นะครับ when you have to go to Excel นะครับ it's here you just click on Windows button and then just scroll down to E นะครับ you see Excel. This one I'm using Excel 2016 because if I use the very brand new version like 2019 version, the interface นะครับ and the menu will be different from most of you, so that's why I have to just like install just Excel 2016 only. You just start Excel นะครับ and then you can see that okay, this is the initial screen of Microsoft Excel นะครับ the first screen of Excel. How to notice whether your Excel would work well นะครับ for all functions that we have or not. So easy ครับ just have a look on the top right corner. You can see the picture like this นะครับ you can see the picture like this. That means okay, actually you can just like log in on or something. That means it is just like be able to connect with your Microsoft account. So this one, if you have like the sign in button here, that means it is newer than 2010 for sure. It might be 2014 or 16 or 19 version นะครับ okay, what are the components of this first screen? On the left hand side นะครับ it will list all of the recently opened or recently used files นะครับ in Excel that you have before, or you can click to open other workbooks นะครับ from your computers, something like that นะครับ on the right hand side นะครับ this one is for the templates that we have, the templates of the Excel that we would like to have, or in this class นะครับ we start from the blank workbook นะครับ we start from the blank workbook. And what is the templates that I use? Sometimes I use this one ครับ for calendars. If you click calendars, it just lists out all the calendars นะครับ that they have for us นะครับ these are the templates. Somebody said that okay, you would like to do something like the business นะครับ the business templates นะครับ you can download for the templates to be used นะครับ in here. okay, so for this one นะครับ we use the blank workbook นะครับ okay, so everyone you just click on blank workbook ครับ let me just explain to you what is a workbook นะครับ workbook actually it's a file in Excel นะครับ a file in Excel is what we call a workbook นะครับ now I click on blank workbook. A workbook or a book in Excel consists of many worksheets นะครับ consists of many worksheets. So what does it mean? It means that okay, a file is called a workbook นะครับ how do we gonna notice? In here, once you create a new workbook นะครับ once you create a new workbook, you have this one, have a look here, book 1 นะครับ this is workbook number 1 Excel created for you นะครับ once you save this file already, it will be changed from book 1 to be the new name that you have นะครับ so in order to notice for the name of this workbook นะครับ you just have a look on the top center part of the screen นะครับ now I told you that in a book นะครับ or in one workbook we have many worksheets นะครับ it consists of many worksheets or many sheets. Once you compare with like the general ledger นะครับ a worksheet is like a page, each page in the general ledger like that. So in one book, as I told you that we can have many worksheets or many sheets. Where are they? So right now you can see that it is a table like this. This table must be stored or must be located in a worksheet. This worksheet or this sheet is called sheet 1. You can see that there is a sheet 1 here. You can rename it to any sheets that you like or any name that you like นะครับ I'll talk about it later on. So right now you understand the book นะครับ or workbook and worksheet already นะครับ okay, so when we talk about worksheets or sheet, I told you that, okay, in one file นะครับ or in one workbook or in one book we can have many worksheets, but in here you see that we have just one sheet that is called as sheet 1 only. Where are all other sheets? I can tell you that right now other sheets have not been created yet. You can create a new sheet easily นะครับ Once you create a new sheet it is still in this workbook anyway. In order to create a new sheet you can see that we have here นะครับ plus symbol here we have plus symbol here. Once you click on plus symbol นะครับ once you click on plus symbol you can see that we will have นะครับ we will have a new sheet coming up that is called sheet 2. You can create many sheets as you like นะครับ okay. In the past นะครับ when we had like the older version of Excel, once you created a new workbook or once you created a new workbook it just like automatically created three sheets for you นะครับ three sheets for you. But the current version of Excel, once you create a new workbook you have just one sheet only. The reasons is that Microsoft found that most of the people when they create a workbook they normally use just one sheet only. So that's why in order to create many sheets once you start you never use sheet 2 or sheet 3. So if Microsoft created for you for sheet 2 and sheet 3 it will waste the space in your hard drive. So that's why they just like don't create sheet 2 and sheet 3, they create just sheet 1. But if you want to have more sheets you can create by yourself นะครับ okay. So this is many sheets that we have นะครับ. So after that how do we gonna just like manage this file นะครับ we will save this file first. I will name this workbook as my first book นะครับ .xlsx นะครับ this will be my file name. Okay, so let's save this file together. So you just click on file นะครับ file, and then you can see that we have save and save as. These two features are different because if you save นะครับ if you save this file as the first time save and save as work the same นะครับ absolutely the same. But later on นะครับ if you click save it will just like save automatically without asking you anything. But save as will make a copy of the Excel file for you นะครับ okay, now let's click save. Okay, and then you just like choose your location นะครับ I just like go to my folder. I recommend you to create a folder in your computer นะครับ don't just like put it on desktop because you mix it up or you may accidentally delete it. So in this one I click I go to the drive that I want to save นะครับ okay, let me just like see first. Then I click create new folder นะครับ okay. So I just like go to this folder and then save it. So when you save this time I save it as my first book นะครับ and I'll use this file นะครับ for Excel นะครับ. So once you choose the type นะครับ there are many types that you can choose in Microsoft Excel นะครับ to be safe. Once you just like don't change anything นะครับ you leave it as default. Default means that you leave it like that as Excel suggests you นะครับ as Excel workbook. It will save as the type file type as .xlsx นะครับ this is for the current version. But นะครับ my suggestion is that when will we create or save it as other types ครับ once you click there are like many types that you can save นะครับ that you can save. So you can see that okay, if your colleagues นะครับ or other people who use Excel นะครับ older version than yours นะครับ for example they use like very old version of Excel like 2003. That is possible นะครับ because some of the people or some of the company, especially if we are talking about like the accounting departments, some of the accounting departments user, they use like very old version of Excel because they say that they normally don't use it much. At most they just like do data entry only, so that's why they don't need to update as the current version of Excel. They may have like very old version นะครับ because those kind of version they may the company may purchase for the license and they don't want to just like pay more money. They may just like use that version of software to install on like their other computers นะครับ okay, this one, if your colleagues use like very old version, you have to click to downgrade your Excel workbook to be the older version นะครับ but I mean like normally if you say that you're sure that every colleague they use the same version as yours, you can click Excel workbook straight away and then you click save นะครับ okay, so right now you can see that นะครับ you can see that the what to say, the file name นะครับ is called as my first book already. You can see that on the center part of the green this one is, we call it as title bar. Okay, it's called as my first book Excel. Okay, so when you have this part already, this file is saved as my first book .xlsx นะครับ later on if you want to save this file นะครับ or if you want to save this book or this workbook, you just only click on the diskette symbol here นะครับ you can see on the top left corner of the screen you see the diskette symbol. Just click นะครับ it will save everything นะครับ of Excel workbook into your file นะครับ okay, or you may just click file save. It's the same thing นะครับ it save everything for you นะครับ okay, the next thing นะครับ that you have to know is that okay, I'll locate the file in the file explorer. You can see that this one นะครับ is a folder that I created. Then you can see that this is my first book นะครับ this is my first book that we have it. My suggestion นะครับ everyone, if you have to send this file to other people, for example you want to email this file to your colleague, or if you want your colleague to open up this file, what are we going to do นะครับ firstly you save this file and then you close นะครับ you have to close this file first before you send this file to other people นะครับ why do we have to close? If you don't close the file, Excel will lock that file, and also the copy that you send to other people might not be the latest one. So if you close the Excel, it helps you to make sure that you have the really updated version of the file to send to someone. Why do I have to tell you? Because in the past นะครับ when we had the exam นะครับ when we had the exam, especially for the exam in the campus นะครับ what happened was when I asked the student to submit the file นะครับ at that time I think we use e-learning, okay, to let the student to submit the file. What happened was the student just go to File Explorer นะครับ and then attach this file into e-learning straight away without closing this Microsoft Excel program. The problem was that the file that they sent and the file inside the computer were in different version because they haven't saved this file yet. For example, they do sheet 1 นะครับ and then they save. But for sheet 2 to sheet 7, they didn't save and they send the file to e-learning. The file that I received is the file with sheet 1 only. I don't have sheet 2 to sheet 7. And then for sheet 2 to sheet 7, those students get 0 points because I didn't have anything. When I open up my the file in e-learning, I see just sheet 1 only. So that's why, as I told you, close Microsoft save first and then close Microsoft Excel so that when you send it to other people, they receive the latest version of your file นะครับ okay. So this is the first part or the first component of Microsoft Excel นะครับ you understand for workbook and worksheet already